my name is Shadow X, and today we're doing What If Naruto Was Adopted by Orochimaru Part 4. After Naruto says to Orochimaru that he has a way to heal Kimimaru, at this point Orochimaru summons Kabuto to get Kimimaru. When Kimimaru arrives, Naruto says, "Okay, lie down." Then he uses Uzumaki style, blood extraction seal. Naruto shouts at Kabuto saying to heal him now. After 2 hours of Kabuto healing Kimimaru, Naruto says, "Alright, let's get started, so let's go outside." When they all head outside, Naruto summons Alba and gets Gaara out of Alba's mouth. Then Alba disappears. Naruto picks up Gaara and places him down on the ground. Then Naruto does 20 hand signs and says Uzumaki style, sealing twin dragon extraction. It takes 4 hours to extract the whole one tails from Gaara, but when Naruto sees that the Shikaku is taking full form, Naruto activates his chains to wrap up Shikaku and absorbing its chakra. Then Naruto says 8-sign tetragram seal, which seals the Shikaku inside of Kimimaru. This sends severe pain through Kimimaru's body. After Kabuto heals Kimimaru, Naruto says to Kimimaru that it's going to take a while for you to get used to the power of the One Tails. Then Naruto says, "Sealing a tail beast has drained a lot of my chakra, so I'm going to rest." Karin goes with Naruto. After 2 weeks later, Naruto says to Karin, "I think it's time to read that scroll." Naruto and Karin head into Naruto's room, and when they know that no one is watching them, Naruto opens the scroll and they both read the true history of the Uzumaki. Naruto and Karin find out the Uzumaki are the strongest clan, and that they have a hidden library, and that only an Uzumaki can enter. They read through the whole scroll, then Naruto says, "We have to go to our homeland, the village hidden in the eddies." Karin agrees with Naruto and says, "This is something only the two of us can do." Then they decide to head out after everyone has gotten to sleep later that night. Naruto and Karin put on their assassination clothes, and they use body flicker to get out of the village. Then Naruto summons a hawk for them to fly away. It takes 1 day for the hawk to arrive at the land of waves. Then Naruto and Karin jump off. When they land, Karin sees 2 graves, so they decide to pay their respects. Naruto sees a giant blade and says to Karin that that's the executioner's blade from the Bloody Mist. Naruto also says that this is a legendary sword and it is a brilliant weapon of war. Karin says to Naruto, "You're planning on taking the sword, aren't you?" Naruto says, "I was planning on it, and I think it would be a good add to my arsenal." Karin says to Naruto, "If you're going to do that, seal it in a scroll," and Naruto agrees. After Naruto seals the sword, they walk over to the bridge, and they head to the nearest village. After finding the village, Karin finds an elderly old man and asks him if he knows anything about the hidden village of the eddies. The elderly man says it's about 20 miles from here in the land of whirlpools, and once you reach that, you'll see a lot of ruins. After hearing this, Naruto and Karin say thank you and they head out. It doesn't take them long to find the land of whirlpools, and then they also see the ruins. Naruto activates his three-tailed state, then rushes over to the ruins. When Naruto arrives at the village ruins, he starts to cry. It takes a bit of time for Karin to arrive, but then she sees the ruins as well and sheds a tear. And then she sees the state Naruto's in. Karin goes over to Naruto, gives him a hug, and says, "Naruto, I know it's painful, but we're here for a reason." Then Naruto gets up and says, "I'm sorry you had to see me like that." Naruto says, "Okay, let's find the library." Then Naruto uses the multi-shadow clone jutsu to create 500 shadow clones. Naruto sends all of the clones around the village. Naruto and Karin are walking around here. Then Naruto said to Karin that there are not a lot of Uzumaki left. So if we want to repopulate our clan, we're going to need to find them. Karin responds with, "That is a brilliant idea, Naruto." One clone rushes to Naruto. Then Naruto deactivates the clone. Then Naruto tells Karin where the door is and saying to meet him there. Naruto knows where the door is because he knows the true meaning of the shadow clones. When Naruto arrives at the hidden door, he tries to force it open, but he can't, and he decides to wait for Karin. Naruto hears Karin screaming, so Naruto heads to her, but when he sees Karin, he gets really angry because Orochimaru is holding her by the neck. Naruto says, "I've been waiting for this moment, Orochimaru!" Then Naruto teleports behind Orochimaru, the execution blade in hand, and jumps into the air and says, "Uzumaki style, chains of the underworld." This jutsu creates 1,000 chains that arise from the ground, sealing anyone except an Uzumaki. Orochimaru tries to move, but the chains are absorbing his chakra. Then Orochimaru tries to activate the white snake transformation, but it's not working. Then says, "Why isn't anything working?" Naruto says, "This is for hurting Karin, and everything else you did." Then Naruto forces wind chakra into his sword, then says, "Fire style, great flaming sword." And the sword starts to burst into a pale blue light. Then Naruto, with one swift movement, cuts Orochimaru's head straight off. Naruto rushes to Karin and then says, "I'm glad you're safe now." Naruto decides to seal Orochimaru's body into a scroll, then says, "Fire style, fireball jutsu." This burns the scroll, destroying all of the evidence. Then Naruto takes Karin to the hidden door. Then Naruto tries to open it again, and he does sense a chakra signature coming from it. Then Karin thinks to herself, "Alright, I'm just going to force a bit of chakra into the door." Then the door opens. Naruto says, "What did you just do?" Karin says, "I just forced some chakra into it." When hearing this, Naruto says, "Why didn't I think of that?" They see a staircase going down, then they decide to walk down it. When they get to the bottom, they see a massive gate. Naruto says, "I have a feeling about this, so let's activate our chains." Then they both activate their chains. Then the gate opens. This happens because the gate can only be unlocked by an awakened Uzumaki. An awakened Uzumaki means that when an Uzumaki has access to the adamantine chains. When the gate opens, they find When the gate opens, they walk and find a sealing jutsu formula. Naruto says he's seen this somewhere before. Then he says, "Forbidden tetragram seal release." This undoes the sealing jutsu formula. Then Naruto and Karin walk to the library. They walk into the middle of the library. Then Naruto walks up to a large scroll and starts to read from this. Karin starts to read from all of the smaller scrolls, but when she sees a summoning contract scroll, she opens it and finds out it's for the Uzumaki dragons. She calls over Naruto saying she's found something really strong. Naruto puts down the big scroll and goes over to Karin. Karin says, "Naruto, this is a summoning contract." Naruto asks what the contract is for, and Karin says it's for the legendary dragon summoning. Naruto thinks to himself that this is a lost summoning. Naruto and Karin both sign the contract, and Naruto says, "Karin, follow me to the big scroll." Naruto says, "This is the scroll of sealing of the Uzumaki clan." And when I was reading it, it mentioned a way of using our chains that I never thought of. It is a bit weird. They both read the scroll of sealing and learn all of the jutsus of the Uzumaki clan. The next day, Naruto activates Earth Style, Earth House. Naruto and Karin spend 1 month here. Naruto says, I want to restore our clan to its former glory, so we need to find all the Uzumaki that are left. Naruto and Karin spend 2 months creating a plan to gather all of the Uzumaki. This plan is using the summoning dragon and going to each villages, and when they're above the village, they are going to shout, "If any Uzumaki are here, please return to your homeland, the village hidden in the eddies." The next day, they walk out of the village, then Naruto places a sealing jutsu on the whole village, so only an Uzumaki can walk through. Then Naruto uses the summoning jutsu, summoning a red dragon with the Uzumaki stigmata on it. Naruto finds out that the dragon's name is Fafnir. Naruto and Karin jump on Fafnir. Their first stop is the hidden sand. When Naruto and Karin are near, they say, "Alright, let's go." Fafnir flies up above the village. Then Naruto says very loudly, "If there are any Uzumaki here in this village, I ask you to return to your homeland, the village hidden in the eddies." Then Naruto and Karin fly away to the hidden stone. And they do the exact same thing, but this time the people of the stone are sending stone bullets at them. But Naruto says Uzumaki style, chain dome jutsu. This surrounds the dragon from any projectile attacks. Then they leave. Naruto and Karin head back home, and when they walk through the ceiling barrier, Naruto sees 2 people waiting for them. Naruto and Karin introduce themselves to the 2 people, and they find out they're from the hidden sand, and their names are Anko and Sara. Naruto makes them a house using Earth Style and says to them, "This is going to be your home until I can fix the rest of the village." They say to Naruto and Karin, "Thank you. We've always wanted to come here, but we didn't want to be alone." Naruto says, once we get everyone else who is alive back home, I'm going to hold a meeting." Naruto and Karin spend 4 years gathering all of the rest of the Uzumaki. Now there are 30 Uzumaki in the village. Then Naruto gathers them all in the set together. Then Naruto uses Earth Style, Gigantic House Jutsu. Then he says Fire Style, Phoenix Light Jutsu. Naruto says, "Okay, everything's ready for the meeting, so let's head in." Once everyone is in the meeting room, Karin says, "Okay, let's begin." Naruto first says, "I know I'm young, but I believe I'm the best person to lead our clan." Everyone agrees, saying, "You've gathered us all together, and you are the strongest of us all." Naruto says, "Okay, thank you. And the second thing is, I believe it's wise to create an alliance with a village, so let's vote." This is where I'm going to leave off part 4 of What If Naruto Was Adopted by Orochimaru. My name's been Shadow X. Hope you enjoy.